Hey hi everyone, this is Mukesh again from learn-automation.com. Today in this video we'll talk about how we can handle the chat boxes in Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so let's quickly see what exactly we are going to cover in this video. We'll talk about what is chat boxes, okay, or I will say chat box or the help section, and how we can handle them with Selenium. We will be taking two different examples and I will show you how you can handle them dynamically. So now if you see the actual definition, chatbot or chatbot is nothing but a AI software or service, okay, which will give a very good user experience that they can ask queries and this chat bot will reply. Now this bots can be I will say the physical, or I will say the real world or the real users who will reply on this query. Sometimes it is auto replied, right? Based on the user queries, they will get the answers. So if you want to see the real times, if you open a couple of applications nowadays, you will see this option need help, and if you click on it, this chat section will be enabled. Now same you will see in Indian Railways, you can ask query and this chat section will be enabled, right? Same goes with this. Now this is little, I will say, you will find this kind of help section or the chatbot in enterprise applications. So you'll see these kind of chatbot, how we can uh, handle them, because if you don't handle them, sometimes they will overlap with your web elements. So let's say I want to click here or I want to do some activity, and this chatbot sometime overlaps. Right now it is not overlapping, but when you change to a different, you can see, right, this chatbot is still fixed. Well, let's say I have to do some operation here, but because of this bot I will not be able to do any operation, so I have to click on this cross option. Okay, so let's see one by one. So I will show you the standard approach. Once you understand the approach, you can apply this to any other application as well. Okay, so first of all, sometimes it happens it might not come, right? So your code should be written in a way that whether it is coming or not, okay, if it is coming, it should click on this option. So first of all, right click and inspect this. You will notice this cross option is actually having, it is actually a div tag which has a proper ID and which actually navigates to some service. You can see, right, some Amazon AWS, it has some width and height. So what our task is, we will wait until this div with this ID present or not. So we'll write a XPath that find a div which has the ID equal to this. So you can see it is highlighting, right? So if this particular cross option is present, click on it, otherwise continue with your test. So let's write a program. I will create a fresh package called chatbot, and I will quickly create a class and I will say Chrome, I will say handle chat, H capital, I will increase the font size. Okay, so we'll start with WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver, and we'll pass the URL which is KSRTC in my case. So I will copy paste this URL, right? Now I need to wait for this particular button, right? So I can give a condition that driver.find elements. Now there's a big difference between find element and find elements. Now if you're trying to find an element using find element method, and if it is not present, it will throw you no such element exception. But when you go with find elements, and when you try to find that particular element, and if this element is not present, it will not fail your script, it will return you list of 0, right? So we'll store this in a web element list and we'll write a condition. What would be our condition? That if this element dot size is greater than 0, it means this chat section or this chat bot is enabled, right? If our script is able to find this button, it means chat bot is enabled. So what exactly we are doing? We are capturing the size. If size is greater than 0, it means we have the chat bot, and what we need to click on it. So I will say web element dot get of 0 dot click. I know it is only one chatbot is available, so I'm giving get 0. In case if you have multiple chatbots, right, then we might have to play with other approach, but as of now straightforward. Generally in every application you will find one chatbot only. So let's try this. This is pretty straightforward because we don't have to put much logic, but for other applications we have to check whether they are inside enabled or not, and based on their chatbot functionality we have to write the code. So this is very easy. Find the XPath. If element present, definitely size will be greater than 0. If yes, then click on it. So we can write here that found chatbot, and once it is done I will say closing. Now let's right click run as Java application. Okay, did you notice it came immediately and it clicked, right? Because it is very fast. As soon as that chatbot came, it clicked on it and it crossed. If you want to see it once, just notice that chatbot will come, but it will close immediately on the right hand side. Right? So this is one option or the one approach when you have very straightforward chatbots. Now let's take another example where it is not that easy. It is actually easy, but you need to analyze the behavior of the chatbot. So I'm talking about CRM Pro. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me open a fresh Incognito window and just notice the behavior. After a few seconds, right now you can see this option, right? This will come up and it will ask you, do you want any help or not? It is not yet enabled. Let me try it again. Okay, still not. Let's try without Incognito. Okay, right now you can see this option, right? It is coming with one, then after a few seconds it comes need help, and then if you put mouse over, then it might come up with some other options, right? So we have to handle this as well. So let's see this how it behaves when you open this with Selenium. So code will remain same, only URL I will change, and let's close this. Run as Java application. This you can create a reusable method for your application that whenever your application launch, it should close all these chatbots. Okay. Did you notice when we open via Selenium, it is first coming this small chat section, then it comes with a proper welcome message, and then you can write a reply. So again, if you notice, we have a cross option here, but this is only enabled. See, right now that cross option is not present. As soon as I put mouse over, then only it is coming. So our first challenge is we need to put mouse over here and then only we can click. Second, if you just right click, you will notice that chatbot right now it is coming inside a frame. So first you have to switch to the frame, okay, and then you have to put mouse over, close this. And third challenge, this frame is not coming immediately. If you notice here, this frame will not come immediately. You need to wait for some time, then only that options are getting enabled. So the third challenge is we need to keep on waiting until that frame is present, then put mouse over and then close it. Right? It is taking few seconds. Okay, so let's do one by one. So our first task would be we need to identify the iframe, right? Okay, so I will quickly create or launch a new fresh instance. Just a second. And this is very interesting, guys, because now we will be using explicit wait. So if you have seen my previous videos, we discussed about the explicit wait, right? So in explicit wait, we have a condition that you need to keep on waiting until this frame is not present. Okay, so let me just show you. If I click on inspect, first of all, let's see how many frames we have. So just /iframe. So you can see we have 3 frame. One is hidden, and how you can see border equal to none, and you will also find an attribute called hidden equal to true. It means we don't have to touch this frame, ignore it. Second frame, if you put mouse over, you can see the second frame is getting highlighted on the left hand side, this side, and one more iframe. So you can see a small icon here, right? That is also a frame. So we don't have to click on the third one, we don't have to select the first. Our main focus should be on the second iframe. Okay, so now let's see the difference, how we can write. If you see, this iframe have a style attribute which is missing here, right? And we'll see one more option which is not present here but present in the second option. Apart from this as well, just a second, let's write XPath first. So find a iframe which contains style heights. You can say still we have two options, right? One is which is hidden, and the second one. Now the third option is not coming, which is good. Now if you see here, we have another attribute called class attribute which is missing in the first iframe, correct? So let's quickly write where we can check class should contains this intercom. So I will write AND operator, and will write contains class intercom. Yeah, so this is a unique XPath for this particular frame. Now we have a frame uniquely. Out of 3 we identified one, which is the main our task. Now the second point, once you identified the frame, put mouse over here, right? So let me quickly store this XPath somewhere so that we can use it. Now if I need to put mouse over, I need the XPath of this as well. So this is very easy because we have a text, and now if you see, this also have a class called intercom block paragraph. Else you can expand this. Here you will find the text. So text will make our task easy. We will find with this text. So our XPath would be that find a div tag which contains text equal to this, right? Unique XPath. So guys, if you're completely new to XPath, if you're not able to understand how I'm writing this XPath, then I have 2 videos on XPath, like how to write dynamic XPath in Selenium. So I would recommend you to watch that previous videos. And once we are done, you can see again we have this cross option. I will inspect this as well, and this is quite easy because this has a label called dismiss, or it has a class itself which contains the dismiss button keyword. So I will again write a XPath find a div which contains a class uh, dismiss button. So one XPath for this as well. Okay, so approach one, wait and switch to frame, then mouse over, and finally click. So let's see one by one. Now you need to keep on waiting for the frame, right? So we will be using explicit wait. For this we have a WebDriver wait class already present. So now you will understand the beauty of Selenium, that you don't have to write a lengthy code for frame waiting and switching. If you just type wait.until, we have a separate class called expected conditions, and you will notice we have a method here called frame to be available and switch to it. So we'll go with the first option where we will pass the locator, right? So locator is XPath, that we are giving one locator that wait for this particular frame. Once this frame is present, switch to it. And if you want to put some logs, just for your information, you can put that frame found and switched, and some more logs like waiting for the frame. Now once frame found, and we will switch to it. So this method will do the 2 things. First it will find, then it will switch to it. Second part, we need to put mouse over here. For mouse over, as we know, we have a already actions class, so we'll create an object of actions class, actions act equal to new actions, and we'll pass the WebDriver. We'll write act dot move to element driver dot find element by XPath. So this is the web element where I want to put mouse over, and perform method is mandatory, right? So those who are completely new to actions class, I have a already recorded video how to put mouse over and how this action class works. So once it is done, I just need to click on this option, which is nothing but a dismiss. So I will just write driver dot find element by XPath dot click. And again, if you want, like mouse over, and finally we'll write closing chatbot. Okay, let's see how it behaves. If we find some issues, we'll debug it. Let's run this straightforward. So guys, this chatbot's not, we have a proper I will say standard thing. You need to identify what is the behavior of it, and then you have to write the code accordingly. It worked very fast because frame came immediately. So it was first waiting for the frame, then frame found and switched, mouse over, and closing the chatbot. If you want to see what I will do, I will put thread.sleep just to see how it is behaving, but it is not required, at least in this example, right? So just to show you this, I added hard coded 5 seconds of wait, and then it will close the chatbot. So what you can do, you can create a reusable method for this as well, and you can use it. Okay, You can see this. Now it will put mouse over after 5 seconds and it will close it. Very easy. So take any chatbot, identify what is the events and what is coming, whether it is inside a frame, and when we are getting this close option. Based on that, you can play with the code, right? So in this example, we have seen multiple things: mouse over, how to use explicit wait, and how to use the standard, or I will say the basic chatbot. That wait, if found, it means greater than 0. Like if found, definitely the size will be greater than 0. If yes, then click on it. So you can try the same thing with this IRCTC as well, because if you understand this example, you can easily do with IRCTC as well. IRCTC. Okay, try with this that application, and if you find any issue, we can discuss in the next video. So if you have any query related to Selenium or any other automation tool, just let me know in the comment section, or you can send me as an email as well, which is to my email, which is mukesh.1@learn-automation.com. And if you like this video, please share with your friend and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day. Bye bye.